welcome you. My name is James. I was an early investor in Tesla, Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, PayPal, Uber. I've been investing for 17 years. I'm a retired multimillionaire, and now my passion for the last 10 years has been teaching people stock investing the safe way in the market, teaching people how to have a mindset of abundance, how to have to be a multimillionaire, how to invest your money the safe, secure way. Unlike every other teacher, I don't teach you potential investment strategies that only the teachers can do or only very specialized people can do. My teachings are buying amazing stocks, big stocks in the stock market for the long term. Rule number 1 by Warren Buffett, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So our goal is to invest in the stock market in amazing companies, but the right, safe way. Everything you're going to see here, you learn in the Stock Guru Master Course, a merger of technical and fundamental analysis at www.stockguru.us. Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at the technicals and fundamentals for NIO. We're going to go on a little bit of a journey. Quite a big bounce back in the market. I made a video on the NASDAQ today. Check that out on the channel. The market was pretty in the red yesterday, especially the tech sector. And then by the end of the day, big bounce back up overall. 8% up MVAS on Friday, NTLA up 5%, Plug up 5%. I'm going to make a video also on Plug today, very popular stock. BNG up 5%, CRISPR up 4%, NIO up 4%. Facebook up 4%. That's quite a big jump for us because if you've been following my videos for a while, I have quite a big position in Facebook. We're already up around 30%, which is beautiful. In the overall tech sector, most of our stocks up around 3%. And what was down, OTGOY down further 4%. OTGOY is dropping quite strongly. I'm slowing my dollar cost average into this until we find a bottom and find a new price entry. It has dropped a lot. I'm going to make updated videos on Unity, GSAT this week. Twitter up quite a lot since we've been buying. Big congratulations to everyone buying that. Boeing up huge since I put those buy orders at the $80. If you've been following these videos for a while, down here. And even just a few months ago in November when I put buy orders for Boeing, we were at 100, where was the low? We were at $143 in November and now sitting at $255. So huge gains, and it does seem to be following this trend line up to a full recovery. And it still looks like it is heading up on the monthly and the daily charts. Boeing is still looking like a buy, and it does look like it's about to have an MA cross soon. MA cross was here before the fall down. MA cross was here before the rise up. And it looks like it's about to have another MA cross to do a full recovery. I do like Boeing as a recovery play. I especially like that at the $80, but it still is looking like a recovery play. I'll make an updated technicals on Boeing, but today we're going to be looking at NIO. I'm going to do in-depth analysis on NIO. We're going to do technicals, fundamentals, look at the news and find out any major information from NIO. That news that came out of China is quite bullish for NIO. The fact that the Chinese government is putting limitations on Tesla cars, especially around the military, that was the news that came out on Friday. And that's quite big news for NIO because, as I've been saying for a long time, NIO is the main competitor to Tesla in China. And China needs a competitor to Tesla. The only issue we need to monitor is how the US government is going to reply to this. Are they going to ban investments into NIO? And that would be quite a big hit if they do that. So you need to put that into consideration, that it is a little bit quite dangerous because this whole China-US feud, if they put limitations, but I think they're going to push their differences aside because the world really needs these EV cars. And currently China alone needs 1 billion cars to manufacture to go EV. By 2035, currently Tesla and NIO are manufacturing combined 600,000 cars. So it's either going to take them around 2,000 years to manufacture enough cars to meet just China's alone demand by 2035, or Tesla and NIO are going to start having to increase their production to 30 to 100 million cars a year. There are other companies coming to the EV space as well, but Tesla and NIO seem to be the dominant players. This is the price of NIO over time since its IPO. IPOing in 2018 September at $5.38. Going up, MA crossing here, went to a high of $54. Actually, it was higher. It went to a high of $68. $68, and then coming crashing back down to this trend line 40 at the support line that I actually drew in exactly. Look at that, everyone. We drew this $31.92 support line right here, and it touched it. Look at that, how NIO actually exactly touched it from my previous videos. Bounced off, it pinned through, hit both the support lines that I drew in 37.13 and 31.92, bounced off them and rebounded all the way back to this support line that I had in current price, 43.35. So amazing with the technicals. Look at that spike down, amazing prediction on this trend line. And the way we got that trend line is just 2 points here and here created this trend line many months ago. So it's quite amazing. So $5 up to a high of $68, coming crashing back down to $37, now sitting at $43. Now we try to predict what's going to happen next to NEO. Overall trend of NEO, the trend is your friend. NEO, the trend is your friend. Always remember this saying. I teach it very heavily in the Stock Guru Master Course. The link is in the description and the pinned comment, or www.stockguru.us. If you've been watching a lot of people make money in Bitcoin and stocks and you feel like you're missing out and you want to learn how to do it, the best brokers for you, the buttons and settings to press in your brokerage account, how to set up your charts so you can follow along here, I teach in the Stock Guru Master Course. The link is in the description and the pinned comment, and www.stockguru.us. The course is $333. It's made many multimillionaires and many millionaires of my students. You can see reviews from my students about the Stock Guru Master Course here. So you're going to learn some key phrases in there, as well how to set up the charts as you're seeing here. The overall trend of NEO massively trending up. Volume predicts price, and we have huge volume coming into NEO. What is volume? If you were to sell me your NEO shares and I was to buy them from you, that's a trade. These are the number of trades, and that's the amount of volume. So trading is volume. So the more buying and selling there is of a stock, the more volumes coming in, the more interested people are in the company. Usually that predicts price. So two main indicators we're looking at. We're looking at the all-time frame, the entire history of NEO's company since its inception in IPOing September 2018. Monthly candlesticks. Each candlestick represents 1 month. I teach you this in depth in the course. You really need to take it to fully understand it. The overall trend massively trending up. Volume predicts price, and we have huge volume coming into NEO, both bullish signals. The way these work, RSI and stochastic, what you're looking at down here on these indicators, there's thousands of indicators you can use. In my 17 years of investing experience and my teaching for the last 10 years, I use very specific indicators that you're seeing here. I use RSI, squeeze mob, stochastic indicator, MA, cross, volume, support, resistance line. Support lines, resistance lines, blue trend lines, MA, cross, RSI, the way these work, RSI and stochastic. I teach you in depth in the course below. The description and the pinned comment, you can find the link to the Stock Guru Master Course. But above the dotted lines, this company is overvalued. Underneath the dotted lines, this company is undervalued on the RSI and stochastic. So NEO was quite overvalued at the $68 mark here on the RSI and stochastic, and it is correcting down. They are still open heading down. Volume is spiking, quite a lot of volume predicting price. They had this huge rebound off this support line. So everything is still showing the overall trend is still intact, massively trending up. This upper trend line that we're on for NEO is still intact also. It bounced off heavily there, so it's still intact as it's climbing. Let's zoom in closer. We click down there 1 year, and we're going to zoom into NEO to find out what's going to happen now for the next few months, going into March, April, May, June, July. What is going to happen to the price of NEO? So on this time frame, so what that means is when we zoomed in, before, as I showed you, we were seeing monthly candles. Each candlestick was representing 1 month in the market, each of these. Now we're looking at daily candles. Each candlestick is representing 1 day in the market. In this time frame, the overall trend is still massively trending up. And that's really what you want to see, all time frames, the trend being similar on all time frames. And at this, on the long-term time frame and the mid-term time frame, daily candles, the overall trend is the same, massively trending up. Huge spike up in volume the last 2 weeks. Volume predicts price, and consistently growing volume also. We have NEO following a new kind of trend line here actually that I do see. So we can clean up some of these old charts. We don't need this trend line down here. We don't need this upper trend line because it is holding support there. We don't need this $21 support line until that $31.92 where it bounced off strongly breaks. So we keep that in there. We don't need so many targets as it goes up. Let's clear, I'm just clearing the charts from previous analysis so we can get a clearer picture of what's happening. We can keep in those 3 targets as NEO heads up, but after that, we don't need these upper targets until we get closer to that mark. We don't need so many targets in here. This is a strong resistance line. This is a strong resistance line. This is currently close to where we're sitting right now, which is pretty accurate on the buy. Big congratulations to anyone that bought it. We don't need that there because we hit those targets. So this is a bit cleaned up charts. Now what we can do as well, we can draw in a new trend line that I'm seeing here. That trend line, we put in an array. I teach you how to do this in Stock Guru Master Course. Turn on the magnet, and here we can see there's 2 points on the line, right? We could do 3 points. There's one here, and there's one here. And that kind of lines up with there, right? So 2 points on the line, there and there, creating a support line there that we can kind of predict with the trend line. So it's holding on that new trend line. This is kind of the new trend line that NEO is following. So we can kind of, do we get rid of that old trend line? It did also hold on that old one, but let's get rid of it now because it kind of is just a bit, so okay, this is what we're seeing now. So first thing I'm seeing, the indicators, the overall trend massively trending up. Volume coming in, volume predicts price, both buy indicators. RSI and stochastic were oversold for NEO, and they turned here and headed up very strongly. They're still heading up. RSI is only midway heading up. Squeeze mob is squeezing, building pressure. So the way this works, when it's for example here, it's building pressure ready for a movement when the bands are tight, like we had here. And then this big explosive movement out is the movement, and that was to the red side. And now it looks like it's building pressure, and everything is indicating that it's going to explode up to the green side. So we have pressure building, heading green. We have stochastic RSI heading up towards the overbought, not yet overbought, so heading up strongly. We have volume picking up, volume predicting price. Everything is a go for NIO, that it is a buy. What we need to see, it looks like it's about to happen too. Here we had an MA cross before we started heading down, a moving average cross. Here we had a moving average cross before we opened up on NIO and headed up. And look how accurate that MA cross was, from almost $15 all the way up to $68 or $57. Amazing gains there. That MA cross indicated a 5x movement, 500% movement. And it looks like we're about to have another MA cross right now here. So everything indicating buy. Squeeze mob squeezing, stochastic RSI heading up, volume picking up. Targets are in play for a buy. Upward movement. MA cross is about to cross, which will be a very bullish signal. Where are we going with this movement? Let's put in the first target. We have those existing yellow targets, so the yellow tags are targets. But we do have a resistance that NIO has to break on this trend line. To really get up above this point, it needs to break this trend line at the $47.85 mark. So that's target 1 for NIO as it comes up. So targets are in play. These are the targets from NIO. Everything indicating squeeze mob squeezing, building pressure, ready to move up. Stochastic RSI heading up, volume spiking, MA about to cross. Target 1 for NIO, $47.85. And then I think we're going to have some resistance there, and we want to see it break up above there going before April, going to the end of March. We want to see it break up above 47.50, above this trend line, and that will put us above this upper end, this upper trend line, and put NIO back into a very strong ascending kind of trend line. So target 1 for NIO is 47.85, and we want to see it break that and go through, go to 57.85, then bounce down, and then head up 54.34, and long-term 62.89. And it could do something like this to me. 62.89 is in play by the end of April, around the 23rd of April, next month, around 1 month from now. So that looks like what's happening to NIO. The targets for NIO are target 1, 47.85, target 2, $50.75, target 3, 54.34. But we need to be careful that the American government doesn't retaliate against the Chinese government blocking Tesla cars around their military base and stuff, because if that's the case, then America might follow suit and kind of put restrictions on the investment into NIO by Americans. So we really need to heavily monitor that news, because it will be detrimental to the stock if that does play out. On the technicals, though, it does show that NIO is starting to head up. Squeezing, stochastic RSI heading up, volume coming in. Now, if for some reason it doesn't, more than likely, I'm very highly inclined that it does follow this pattern up. If for some reason it doesn't, and this MA cross opens back up, this volume drops off, say the American government comes back and retaliates against NIO, and stochastic and RSI turn to head down and squeeze mob explodes to the red side, then we have a retest of 37.13 and this trend line. It'll be a bit higher if it does come down now. A retest of 34.05. And we really want it to hold there and double bounce and head up if it does do that. Because if not, it would be a free fall. The next major support for NIO would be at the $21 mark. So we really don't want NIO to break there. We want it to hold and continually head up, which will be beautiful. And to me, it looks like more than likely NIO will be doing that going into April and May. MA cross about to cross, stochastic RSI heading up, volume coming, squeeze mob squeezing, heading up 47.85, $50.75, and 54.34. These are the targets, target 1, target 2, and target 3. If it comes to the downside, we have supports at $37.13 and $34.05, and we really want that $34 mark to hold. If not, $21.29 is in play, which will be a great buying opportunity. But something like that, to actually have that drop, for it to be a buying opportunity, must be something like the American government banning NIO cars or banning investment into NIO. So it's not such a good thing if it does actually break this $34 support line. But to me, MA cross is about to occur, and we're about to go back onto this upper trend line. Let's zoom in closer now to 3-month period down here, and we're going to see what's going to happen to NIO on Monday's trading day. What will be happening to the price of NIO going into March 22nd, which is Monday's trading day. Let's see. So we have similar kind of information that we're seeing on the daily candles. One, we have a kind of reverse head and shoulders building here. Shoulder, head, shoulder for a big explosive movement up. We have squeeze mob building pressure, really building a lot of pressure. So when the bands are open like this, it's making its movement like this. When the bands are closed and close together, it's building up a lot of pressure, which it's seeming to do right now. It's trying to go to the downside, but it's just building a lot of pressure and it looks like it's going to explode to the upside. Stochastic and RSI on the hourly candle. So before, first we were looking at monthly, the entire history of NEO, then daily, the next few months, and now we're looking at hourly for Monday's trading day, the 22nd of March, what's happening to NEO. Squeeze mob squeezing, turning green, ready for a big explosive movement up. Stochastic RSI were oversold below the dotted lines, turning to head up strongly. Volume predicts price. We have a lot of volume coming to NEO, not as strong as the 15th of March when we had this big spike up off this bottom, but still a lot of volume for NEO. And to me, it does look like it is going to make the shoulder, head, shoulder reverse pattern. So it does look like NEO is going up. I can put a first target, actually, we shouldn't go up to, that would be a first resistance at the 46.18. Here we had an MA cross for NEO heading up off the bottom. Then we had an MA cross for NEO heading down. MA crosses are excellently accurate on NEO. Look at this. Look at this MA cross before it dropped down, the moving average cross. Now it looks like we're about to have an average cross, moving average cross now also. So target, squeeze mob squeezing, building pressure, about to turn green. Stochastic RSI heading up from oversold. Volume coming in. Target 1 for NEO is $46.16 for Monday's trading day. Target 2, which we want NEO to break above this trend line at the $48.07 mark, and that would be very bullish for NEO if it does manage to get up to there and go to 50, because then we have this trend line will be back in play for this movement back up to the $62 mark in the long term. Something like this going into the mid of April. Very possible for NEO. So target 1 is 46.16, target 2 is $48.07, and target 3 is $50.75 for NEO, which is beautiful. It is looking very bullish for NEO right now on these technicals. On all time frames, they are matching, which is amazing. Another point to buy NEO, which you would have learned once you take the Stock Guru Mastercourse, in the description, the pinned comment, or www.stockguru.us, you'll learn how to do this. So again, if you've been losing money in the stock market, if you've been buying stocks, not having your portfolio gain much, or if you want to join the Stock Gurus, and as you've seen many students making millions of dollars, making amazing gains in the market, you'll learn how to do this. Another amazing buying point is right here for NEO, which was around December 28th. Why was that an amazing buying opportunity? Squeeze mob squeezing, building pressure, about to turn green. Stochastic below the dotted lines, oversold, turning to head up. RSI below the dotted lines, oversold, turning to head up. All indications of a buy. Squeezing, stochastic RSI heading up, volume picking up. NEO on this $43 support line, all indications of a buy. And that was the point we were sitting at 43.34 right now. But that point right there was an indication of a buy. And why technical analysis is so powerful? All the Wall Street bankers know these conditions. So when they see it, they put their buy orders. My students, the stock gurus, know these conditions. All the people you're versing in stock market know these conditions. So when they see these conditions being met, they all put their buy orders here. And when they put their buy orders here, technical analysis is so powerful because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. They see these conditions being met, so they put their buy orders here, and because they put their buy orders here, it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. So the price of NEO comes down, triggers their buy orders, and the price shoots up for NEO from $43 up to almost $67, nearly 20 or 30% gain, and you would have got that in less than 3 weeks, for 1 month. I think 3 weeks actually, before December 28th to the 15th of January. And you would have known to buy NEO there by learning the Stock Guru Mastercourse. Description, pin comment, www.stockguru.us. Let's go in my Twitter now to look at any major news for NEO. So now we're on looking at NEO. This is me on Twitter. Twitter is an amazing tool for researching your news. Finding any major information for companies. It's an amazing way to track stocks. You can follow me on Twitter, type in Stock Guru, make sure my name matches, which is this name here, James. Bitcoin, stocks, inflation, rocket ship. This is what I put when they printed so much money. Join the Stock Guru Mastercourse. You can find the link to the course, www.stockguru.us. You can see the link in the description, the pinned comment, or this website, www.stockguru.us. I'll show you what this looks like. So this is the Stock Guru Mastercourse, www.stockguru.us, again in the link in the description. Here's a student, greetings from Sweden, bought a Ferrari 430 Scaria, following your gains, following your channel. Chuck, I'm officially without a mortgage, thank you, James. Stayfly, I've made over $330,000 in the last month following your guidance. Stayfly is now a millionaire, which big congratulations to him. Patrick up 100K after following. David up 450%, Brendan, etc. The course is $333. Here you're going to read everything that you're going to learn in the course. It's got an FAQ. You'll learn the best brokers for you in your country to buy stocks, the buttons and settings in your brokerage account to buy stocks, I show you step-by-step video tutorials on how to exactly buy stocks using your broker. Technical analysis, the charts, how you saw before, fundamental analysis, much more. Read everything you can see in the course. It's got 78 5-star reviews, which is amazing. Click buy this, and you put in it's $333. You click pay, and you get lifetime access to the course. Every time you also purchase a course, we have a Stock Guru Academy. We donate the same number of courses to students around the world under the age of 18. We have thousands of students taking the course. So if you purchase Stock Guru Master Course, we also match it with the same number of students around the world getting it for free. We have students all around the world in Hawaii, America, China, Australia, Malaysia, Philippines taking the course, which is beautiful. Here you can join our members chat room at chat.stockguru.us, that website there. It's a Slack chat room on your phone or your laptop, and you've got 24 hours access to a chat room that we're constantly talking in, especially during market hours. There's around 144 of us, 16 millionaires that I know of, and 6 multimillionaires. We're talking during market hours, many entrepreneurs, millionaires, doctors. It's an amazing group of people. Here you can just see hundreds of reviews of the Stock Guru Master Course. Nicole saving $97,000, many students making millions of dollars, buying houses, paying off mortgages. Just read through these reviews and you can just see amazing reviews from students about their experience with the course. If you have any doubts, check out these reviews and the amounts that students make. I've made many millionaires, many multimillionaires, and just many thanks from students, which is beautiful. And the course is $333. So here you can see stimulus money. So I asked in the last Tesla video how many people are going to take their stimulus money and put it into stocks. So here I got 2,800 deposited on the 17th. I thought to myself, one of the affirmations I listened to when I was thinking money falls into my lap from sky, I picked up my phone and then he got money, which is beautiful. Got 1,400 stole stimulus, buying Tesla forming ascending trend. This was my question to them. Good morning, James. 1,400 stimulus I got going into Tesla. I'll buy Tesla. It tanks 2,800, bought some SPACs yesterday, may buy GME if it dips some more, quick cash. I don't think GME is the best, but I really recommend investing using my strategy. Buy the course with your stimulus money, the Stock Guru Master Course, and then you'll learn a strategy that's worked for 17 years, that's made my students more than $1 billion. And again, you can see reviews from my students here. Many people putting their stimulus money into Tesla and Bitcoin, which is beautiful. That was a thread. Coinbase will pay a $6.5 million CFTC fine over alleged self-trading. This is news I've inspired. Thank you. I feel inspired, and I'm definitely glad you give the people your time. You've helped me make a lot of money and pay off my debts, even during these times that I've been down. I do not give up, and I remember the goal everyone should follow. James, thank you. Just living life. This was no matter how hard life is, if you're having a difficult client, remember this: keep going, never give up. This was my analysis on the NASDAQ this morning. Check it out. It was a very important moment for the tech sector and the NASDAQ. You need to watch that video. It was really a big moment. This is just things I've been sharing. This was a NEO's technical analysis. This was a view of my sunset yesterday, which is beautiful. And now we're going to look at any major news for NEO. So here in the Twitter search, you can type Stock Guru, and then I'm going to come up. I recommend follow me. I almost have 5,000 followers on Twitter, which is amazing. If you've been following me since 2009 on Twitter, you're probably already a millionaire because you would have been following me on Bitcoin, Tesla, and a lot of other stocks that I was an early investor in. Tesla, in Match Group, the company that owns Tinder at $11, in PayPal at $30, etc. So here you can follow me. This is my name, Success Everyone, beautiful Stripe reactivated chat room, which is amazing news. Here you can follow me, Stock Guru James, and thank you everyone for sharing this post because that's why Stripe reactivated it. And what you can also do is you can type in NEO, and then we can have, so what will happen is all the top news for NEO will be sorted by the top. So we're going to see any major news for NEO. So watch Bloomberg market segment with NEO's capital Ian Zhu discussing autonomous driving technology, the opportunities he's seeing and the competition in the marketplace. So they're going to be on Bloomberg. I still believe Tesla is the first mover advantage, and I'm very bullish on Tesla, but I am also quite bullish on NEO. The only thing that could stop NEO right now is the American government putting limitations on Americans investing into NEO. So we really need to watch this tiff between the American government, the Chinese government. So let's see any major news for NEO. We're trying to find anything major that's going to affect the stock price. NEO Shop, NEO Space, grand opening in Guangdong. Beautiful stores, the NEO stores. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice, let's check. So it looks like China is trying to slow down the sales of Tesla. This is the main reason I'm also bullish NEO, because I believe this from the beginning. Just like everything with China and America, there is the Chinese Facebook, there is the Chinese eBay, and I knew that there would need to be the Chinese Tesla, and NEO is the Chinese Tesla. I've been saying that for a long time, and it has paid off quite well. And I believe this is going to push this kind of tiff between China and America. It looks like China is trying to slow down the sales. NEO just got a big boost from China's new blow. China is banning Tesla cars from being around military bases and things like this. NEO is hiring. NIO will be triple digits one day. So we're trying to find any major news for NIO. The only thing that I saw was that major news was the Chinese government blocking NIO ET7 caught in traffic in China. Okay. Let's type in, we can also type in $NIO, so you can type in the ticker company, the names of the company's tickers as well. Good morning, Diamond Hands. So we're trying to find any major news for NIO. This is a new relaxing NIO house. NIO doesn't just build its display homes, it has like little housing kind of coffee shops when you're charging, which is when you're doing battery swaps or charging, they have little NIO houses. Futures are green on St. Paddy's Day. So no major news for NIO that's coming out except this Chinese government information. It doesn't come up when we search NIO, but it will come up when we search Tesla. So I'll show you that news on the Tesla search. And that's why Twitter is so amazing. You can search so many companies. We've also been buying Twitter, the stock, for a long time, since $28 if you're following me on this channel. So we've made huge gains on Twitter as well. Twitter is an amazing, amazing company. I've never seen so many trucks filled with Tesla on the 5 before. I've seen around 75 trucks full of them. Amazing. Tesla is shipping like crazy. I expect huge increases in revenues and sales for Tesla and for NIO. Tesla Giga, Tesla construction speeds ahead in played mode. Where is this news that I want to show? This news about Tesla and China. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be coming up here. Maybe if we type in just Tesla, let's see if we can get this Chinese news, because it is very important to NIO. And that's why I want to show it. Tesla says, Musk says Tesla would be shut down if its cars spied in China elsewhere. That's a very strong incentive for us to be very confidential with our information. That's good. We want Tesla to address this. We don't want China and America to have a tit for tat against NIO and Tesla. It is quite important. So that's the major news for Tesla. So let's go into my broker, Charles Schwab, and let's look at any major, maybe it's here. Let's see if it's here. Let's go into my Charles Schwab brokerage account. We're going to look for more news, and we're going to do fundamental analysis. So now we're in my broker, Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab is the best broker in the world. They are the biggest. They're a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. They're amazing, Charles Schwab. They're the biggest broker in the world, $7 trillion in assets, publicly traded. So they're owned by you guys, the public, if you own a stock of Charles Schwab. That's why they're very secure, because they're owned by the public. They are part of the New York Stock Exchange. And in here, you type in your NIO symbol. So you type in NIO on the New York Stock Exchange. Last price, $43.35. It's an ADR company, meaning it's a Chinese company, and you don't have voting rights, but you have rights to the dividends and the capital gains. The bid size, what people are willing to pay for NIO stock, $43.05. The ask, what people are willing to sell the stock for, $43.09. Yesterday's volume, 97 million shares being traded, which is huge. The average volume in the last 10 days is 138 million shares being traded per day, almost the same number of shares as Apple, the biggest company in the world, people. So this is very bullish. Huge volume. Volume predicts price. Overall trend of NIO in 2018, October, it was $1.19, went to a high of $66. Now it's sitting at $43. So quite a big drop from that peak, almost a 30% drop. And it does look like it is finding support here on this $40 mark, which is very bullish. Volume, the overall trend of NIO, massively trending up. The trend is your friend. Volume predicts price, very little volume and huge volume recently, bigger than ever before. Volume predicts price. Trend is your friend, massively trending up. Earnings per share, NIO is still losing money, 74 cents per share lost. $68 billion market cap, 138 million shares being traded per day. 35% shares held by institutions. So it's mostly held by retail institutions. The reason they're probably doing that is because NIO doesn't have a lot of profits. It's not very asset heavy, and it is like a kind of new company. When these new companies come out, not a lot of institutions get behind them unless they're very secure companies. And NIO has this problem about the Chinese government, etc. So be aware of this. It is a bit more speculation because China, this is the news here. This is why Charles Schwab is amazing. These are the news headline. This is the news that I was trying to show you. Tesla cars banned from Chinese military complexes on security concerns. Tesla drivers must not park on military property. Residents of military housing notified this week. Military concerned about Tesla's spying camera systems. China's Tesla wannabes will drive closer to home. Short selling exposure on the rise. Tesla cars banned from Chinese military. So that's the main news. We have only one rating by Reuters. It's an outperform. So let's go into the financials of NEO, we click here, the statements. I teach you how to read these financial statements in the Stock Guru Mastercourse. Again, the link is in the description, the pinned comment, or www.stockguru.us. Income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements we're going to go through now. So what we're looking for here in the financials is we're looking for four main ticks. We're looking for huge revenues, huge year-on-year revenue growth, huge profit margins, and large amounts of cash. That's what we're looking for. That's what I teach you in the Stock Guru Mastercourse. In the course, it's 8 lessons. And most students watch it in 2 days. I'm going to teach you this in a much slower pace. Now I'm going relatively quickly. Total revenues is the total sales of NEO for the last year. The values are in millions and they are in US dollars. The converted values in US dollars here. So in 2016, no revenue. 2017, no revenue. 2018, $720 million in revenue. 2019, 1.1 billion. 2020, 2.4 billion. So ticking already 2 boxes. NEO is already ticking 2 boxes. It's got huge revenues. Tick 2.4 billion in 2020 during a global pandemic. 2.4 billion, almost 2.5 billion dollars in sales, American dollars. Second, huge year-on-year revenue growth from 1.1 billion to 2.4 billion dollars growth. So doubling its revenues, amazing. So tick, huge profit margins we're looking for next, and it doesn't have that. It's not yet profitable. So we scroll down to the bottom. How much of that $2.5 billion are they converting into profits? Nothing. They're losing $860 million. And they've been losing consistently as they keep trying to compete with Tesla and grow and expand. They have been losing a lot of money. The year before, they lost $1.6 billion, now $800 million. So it is improving. In 2017, they lost $1.4 billion. So it is improving. $1.4 billion loss, $1.6 billion loss, $800 million loss. The profit margins, it's not ticking the box. It doesn't have large profit margins, but they are improving. From a loss of 1.4 billion, 1.6 billion the year before, 2020, 800 million. Their profit margins are improving, but it's still not a tick. Last thing we're looking for is huge amounts of cash. Let's go to that. We click here. We go to the cash flow statements. I'm going to teach you how to read these cash flow statements in the course in a slower pace. So what we're looking for here is huge amounts of cash. We scroll down to the bottom. How much cash does NEO have? It has net change in net cash and balance reserve for future use. Only 142 million in 2020. And that's not a good sign. They need a lot more cash in that. They had 1.1 billion in 2017, 469 million 2018, 2019, and 2020, 142 million. Let's go into Google to see how much cash they have for the last quarter, because they did raise a lot of cash this year. Now we're looking at the financials of NEO on Google. I just type in Google, I type NEO stock, 4% up. William Lee, amazing CEO. That's why I'm also very bullish NEO. When I saw the CEO talk during his conference, the NEO Day, he did really well. It was really well thought out, really well presented. Amazing job. This is the quarterly financials in Chinese yen. These values are in Chinese yen, so we need to divide them by 6 times. So here for the last quarter, NEO, so we're Chinese yen, we need to convert it to US dollars divided by 6 or 7. 1 US dollar is equal to 7 CNY, Chinese yen, Chinese money. So they're doing quite well, because in 2020, their total revenues were 2.5 billion US dollars. But in December 2020, they did in the 3 months before that, they did $6.64 billion Chinese yen, which is $1 billion in 1 quarter in a 3-month period. So their quarterly revenue is looking to be increasing. I have targets for next year of around $6 billion of turnover, up from this $2.5 billion. So huge potential for NEO, really big potential. I'm very bullish NEO actually, because the Chinese government needs a competitor to Tesla. Even if NEO and Tesla do full production, 600,000 cars combined, 500,000 Tesla, 100,000 cars NEO, they will take 2,000 years to manufacture enough cars just for China's market alone. So they're either going to take 2,000 years, or they're going to start manufacturing 30 to 100 million cars a year, plus the other competitors also coming in. But I'm very bullish stocks, because that's almost a 60 times increase in their revenues and in their sales. So cash on hand, this is $38 billion, and this is what I thought. In December 2020, they raised a lot of money. Cash on hand, Chinese yen, so divided by 7, which would mean it's around 38 billion divided by Chinese yen of 7. We're sitting around 6.5 billion. This is just off the top of my head. 6 times 6 is 36. So around 6.5 billion or USD. So they're up quite a lot in cash this quarter, which is amazing. So let's have a summary now of NEO. So in summary, NEO on the technical timeframes is a buy. I do rate a buy on the technicals, all technical timeframes. On every timeframe, NEO is massively trending up. On the monthly timeframe, the weekly timeframe, and the daily candles, NEO is on an upward trend. The trend is your friend. Who's your best friend? It is the trend, and NEO is trending up on all timeframes. On the fundamental side, so it's a tick on the buy on the technicals, also showing those exact targets that I have, 3 targets for NIO going up. On the fundamental side of things, NIO is also a buy. Huge revenues, tick, 2.5 billion in the last year, 2020. Huge year-on-year revenue growth, tick, 1.2 billion to 2.5 billion. And I'm expecting almost $6 billion of revenues this year. So huge tick. Profit margins, no. They are improving from a loss of $1.4 billion to now only 800 million. They are improving, but not yet profitable. We want 20% profit margin. So NIO needs to get its profit margins up. And that's the biggest difficulty for NIO as it tries to compete with Tesla, as it spreads. Like with Tesla, as we saw in the beginning of Tesla, first 10 years, they weren't profitable. So NIO is going to have difficulty doing that. Let's see how, when they become profitable, that's very bullish for NIO. And the last thing we're looking for, huge amounts of cash, tick. NIO has now $6 billion in cash. So on the technicals, and that's why my course, the Stock Guru Master course in the description, the pinned comment, or www.stockguru.us is so powerful, because on the technicals, it's a buy, and on the fundamentals, it is a buy. And when I'm the only teacher, Timothy Sky's other teachers online teach you technical analysis. Warren Buffett teaches fundamental analysis. I'm the only teacher that teaches both. And combined, on the technicals, a buy, and NIO is a buy. On the fundamentals combined, I do rate NIO a buy. I do have big expectations for NIO. And it is the Chinese Tesla, and that China does need a competitor to Tesla. And this news about the Chinese government banning Tesla around military bases is exactly what I've been talking about. There does need to be a competitor to Americans' Tesla, and NIO is the Chinese Tesla. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a lot. Everything you saw here, this was a kind of glimpse of what you're going to learn in the Stock Guru Master Course. Again, if you've been losing money in the stock market, you're seeing other people make a lot of gains in Bitcoin, Tesla. If you just got your stimulus money and you're thinking the best thing you can do with the stimulus money is buy yourself an education. And again, you can see many reviews from my students. I've made many millionaires from a $333 course. The course is in the link is in the description, the pinned comment, or www.stockguru.us. It's lifetime access to the course. And while you take the Stock Guru Master Course, you can also join the YouTube membership section, the join button there. YouTube Activate, it's I've got, so what you see there in the YouTube membership section is my live trades in my portfolio. Every time I buy a stock or sell a stock, I put in the YouTube membership. If you join, you'll see my live trades. I'll put my limit price, the targets for my trade, the reasons for my trade, and my stop loss in the YouTube membership section. So you see all my live trades. I'm normally buying 1 to 3 stocks per day, and I'm buying them at good technical entries. So we're usually going to profits as soon as I buy. I've been buying a lot of eBay, a lot of Wells Fargo, a lot of Palantir lately. And just a lot of Facebook, so a lot of gains, and that was perfect because as the tech sector sold off, Wells Fargo, Boeing, these other companies went up a lot, which is amazing. Everything you see here is Stock Guru Master Course, YouTube membership to follow my live trades, limit price, targets for my trade, reasons for my trade, and my stop loss. You see live as I make them in my portfolio. And while you join the YouTube membership, it'll be excellent to take the Stock Guru Master Course. So you see my live trades as you're learning on the YouTube membership. And we also have a chat room at chat.stockguru.us. Join us, 24/7 live chat. There's 144 stock gurus in there, 16 millionaires, 6 multi-millionaires that we know talking, investing during market hours, which is amazing. So this is James from Stock Guru. Have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. I hope you have an amazing, relaxing day. I'm about to go to the beach, which is going to be amazing. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot. I'm going to make a technical video also on Apple today. I'm going to make it technical on Apple and plug, because a lot of people in the chat room, the members chat room at chat.stockguru.us have been asking me for these companies. So this is James from Stock Guru. Have a beautiful, relaxing weekend, and I'll see you again tomorrow.